Hello and welcome to Eye on Oakland. I'm Chuck Moss, your host, and we've got a great show today. We have one of our favorite people, Renee Cortright, who's the executive director of the OPC, or the Older Persons Commission. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Chuck. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. So real briefly, what is the OPC?
The OPC is a social and activity center dedicated to the 50 plus, serving the residents of Rochester Hills, and Oakland Township. The organization was actually established 40 years ago. So this year, we're not only celebrating the 40th anniversary of the establishment of the OPC, but we're also celebrating the 20th anniversary of our facility on 650 Letica Drive opening, our grand opening back in 2003.
Boy, it's been 20 years. It has been. So I was going to say, what do you do? But it's really what you don't do. I mean, what is it that you don't do? What all does the OPC offer?
All right. So we have a wide variety of services, including Meals on Wheels. We provide the Meals on Wheels for Northeast Oakland County that are made here in our production kitchen here on site. Those meals are provided for not only the citizens of Rochester Hills, and Oakland Township that are 60 plus, but also for those that are living in Addison, Auburn Hills, Brandon, Oxford, Orion, and Independence Township. So the meals are delivered 5 days a week by our wonderful volunteers, and it also not only is a nutritious meal, but also provides a wellness check for those individuals that are living independently in their homes. And so it's a peace of mind for the family members and for that individual that is homebound and receiving the meal. We provide transportation for the three communities of Rochester Hills, and Oakland Township, getting individuals to their medical appointments, dialysis, to the grocery store, and to their personal appointments, and most importantly, here to the OPC. We have many support groups. We have 5 support groups surrounding Parkinson's and vision, caregivers, grief support group, and we also have so many support services through our senior resource department. We have some counseling. We provide navigation services for individuals trying to figure out what they need to do for their next step, whether it be maybe home care, or they might need to look into independent living, assisted living, caregiving services. We also have some minor home repair services that we provide, Medicare, Medicaid assistance program that is provided through the Area Agency on Aging, and we have counselors here on site. So honestly, the navigation is really important. And we also have a durable medical equipment loan closet that's very popular to individuals that might need to borrow a piece of equipment for a short-term time. It could be a wheelchair, a walker, maybe during rehab from surgery. And then from there, we have our adult day service. Our adult day service is open Monday through Thursday. And this is not only a place for that individual who has early onset dementia to come and spend some time in our facility here, in our room here in the program. So it also provides respite for the caregiver. And our program is just amazing because we have so much art therapy, the exercise that happens. We have some therapy animals that come in. There's activity throughout, movement throughout the facility. So it's a wonderful program. And then from there, we have so much with our programs and activities. We have our art, our enrichment programs, our cards, our games, our computer lab, our wood shop, our pottery studio, our creation station, lapidary classes, billiard room. We have a full array of activity in regards to the pickleball and the volleyball.
I was just going to say pickleball. That's all. That's it. That's like pickleball. Everybody's into pickleball.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot revolves around pickleball recently, no doubt about it. And we also have a lap pool and a therapy pool, some spinning classes, a cardio weight room, our walking track, a library, which has a large print section from the Rochester Hills Public Library. We have a gift shop. I mean, if you can't find it at OPC, maybe it's not available yet, but we
Not
always have
everything.
our finger on the pulse of what's new and different and fun and keeping our programs fresh, because the senior of today is very sophisticated and likes to be challenged with activity. And I did forget our travel department as well. We have a very active travel department.
You have everything. I mean, the OPC is not the gold standard; it's the platinum standard for senior centers and senior service delivery. So right now, I think we're definitely post COVID, and you came through COVID very successfully. Now what? I mean, I still see people wearing masks, but now we know that probably even a bigger killer maybe than the virus was the isolation.
Oh, no doubt about it. The stories that we heard of individuals that came back, and we weren't closed for very long. We did have our virtual programming, but we came back with programming underneath a tent, an 1,800 square foot tent. And when we came back with that we started to eventually move inside based on the orders from MDHHS. And so we just kept following the orders and adding more programming and more programming. And eventually we were pretty much back to full time with everything in September of 21. So I feel really pleased about what we were able to do. We followed all the protocols and we kept our members as safe as we could be with all that we were doing in the center. And we had so many individuals that came up to us. I'll never forget one woman who came up and hugged me and said, OPC saved my life. If I would have had to stay home and just be doing nothing, not having that interaction, I don't know what would have happened to me. But she truly has, was a testimony to what we have done for them and so many by continuing with the programs and we did telephone reassurance calls. So we did so much to keep our seniors engaged and let them know that we're here for them. And I couldn't be more pleased with our team here as well, because they are really committed to serving the seniors and providing the programs and more or less just that, that opportunity to know that someone cares. And they truly feel that with our team here, because they just are so passionate and so determined. Honestly, they believe in the mission of who we are and what we do. So, we recently received the International Council on Active Aging Best in Wellness award. We were top 5 in the North America for our programming and what we offer here at the center. And I'm telling you right now, that is truly who we are. I believe that we're a role model for senior centers, not only in Michigan, but throughout the United States. And we're actually have a new tagline, and you'll hear more in the future, but we have a little bit of a brand refresh that's going to be occurring in the month of September. But we're not just the best place to be 50 plus. We truly are. We really feel that way about it. And we're excited for everything that we do and always looking to the future to keep our programs fresh and engaging for our membership.
Well, one thing that's interesting is that you have 2 levels of seniors. You've got the seniors that are we would call the frail elderly, the people who really need a lot of support. And then you got the guy, look, all right, I'll be honest. In 2 weeks, I turned 70. So I'm definitely in the demo now. So you've got the more active, robust, whatever seniors, and you've got to be able to meet the needs of both of them. That's got to be, that in itself's got to be a challenge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, and that's why we quite often survey our membership just to hear what they have to say, but and what they like to see offered. And but we do have we listen to individuals and hear what they would like to have offered as programming. And we also want to engage the male members that we have, because sometimes maybe they have lost their spouse, or you don't know what their living situation might be in regards to children and so forth. so that isolation couldn't occur. So we try to have a lot more programming to engage our male population, because when it comes to senior centers, it's 60% are female members and 40% male. So we're always trying to keep our programming fresh and attractive to all of everyone, but we are looking at different programs, some coffee meetups, and getting the men together with those type of activities. But, I do want to mention also, just, you were saying the 70-year-olds and, keeping people engaged. So I do play pickleball. You did mention that earlier. And it's kind of interesting. I get on the court with individuals that are 70 and 80. And, ageism, you got to make sure that you're not putting people into little, this bracket or that bracket, because I've definitely been schooled in pickleball from individuals in their 70s and 80s. So, it just goes to show you, it doesn't matter what age you are, you got to keep on moving and keep active. It's important, whatever that activity might be, to be engaged, no doubt. So
I'm probably the only person in the world that doesn't play pickleball.
What's that?
I'm probably the only person in the world that doesn't play pickleball. I should probably try it. I swim.
You should. It's a good time. Let me tell you.
I dry land sports, I never really were into those. If it's in a pool, great. So, real quick, we're going to be running just time before the break. But what's your number one challenge right now?
Our number one challenge is, just keeping up with with all that we have going on at the center. And because we have so much that we offer, sometimes we run into challenges with our membership not being as forgiving as they should be. And so we're having to remind everybody that, just to be patient, and kindness is big. It's important. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in, we're all trying to do the best that we can with what we have each day. And so just everybody being patient is really important. It seems like everybody's running with high energy and getting a little easily upset about things that in the whole spectrum, is that really that needed to get so upset. So, that's something that we're really dealing with, is the patience and trying to just, do the best we can with keeping everybody, happy.
Well, I hate to be the one to have to tell you this, but the expectations are so high. You have really, people expect the impossible because you've been delivering the impossible for so long. So I know that might be shall we say, the challenge. One of the challenge of successes. Everyone expects you to be perfect because for so long you pretty much have been. Well, we're going to take a little break here, talking to Renee Cortright, who is the executive director of the OPC, or Older Persons Commission, Rochester area. And I will have to say that they are the platinum standard, recognized nationwide now. And we'll get more questions for her. Don't go away. We'll be right back here on Eye on Oakland. Welcome back to Eye on Oakland. We're talking to Renee Cortright, who's the executive director of the OPC, or the Older Persons Commission, which is really the platinum standard for senior services. And that's just not me talking. Y'all just won an award. But I have a question, a very hypothetical question. Let's just say if you were a hypothetical local community seeking to upgrade your senior services and seeking a millage to support it, what would be the top things you'd consider to make it a success? Hypothetically.
Okay. Well, when the three communities of Rochester Hills, and Oakland Township came together in 1983 and passed their senior services millage, they came together. And I think collaboration is the word here. So a lot of times communities feel like, oh, we're okay. We have our nice little program here. And they are, and the next community says the same thing. And I just feel like that's what's been so wonderful about our program, what we're doing here at the OPC, is because we had the collaboration early on, and by collaborating and coming together with those millage dollars, we were able to expand our programming and build this building that we have right now. And I think that's what's so important, is when you're looking at your programming and looking how you can really serve the seniors and provide a wide range of programming. You can do that when you collaborate and really pull those dollars together. But when you have little separate, this little program over here and this one over here, those little silos, you can't really do a lot. But that's what I think was so wonderful early on, that the communities coming together and really collaborating. And then from there, going out and serving the membership, finding out what they really would like to see in their center. And so you can really focus the dollars on putting together a center together that will really provide those programs and services to support the seniors. And I think that when they built this building 20 years ago, that's what they did. They really looked out there and talked with the individuals to find out exactly what was needed to serve them, and got the feedback right away. And I think that whatever community might be looking forward to a senior millage, I think that's really important, is really going out and benchmarking other centers to find out what worked, what didn't work, and really getting the word out there, going out, I should say, and benchmarking is big, because there's no reason anybody should start from the beginning, because there's so much that's already been done. There's our center. When we were built back in 2003 was when we had our grand opening, but they started building in 2000. Prior to that, they went out and benchmarked other facilities in the state of Michigan, Evergreen Commons in Holland, another one in Kalamazoo. So when you can really go out there and see what works and what doesn't work, I think that is really, then you're putting those millage dollars to good work. You're just not starting and going, oh, well, maybe we'll do this and maybe we'll do that. I think it's really important to find out, again, what the community members would like to see, and then from going out and benchmarking and finding out exactly, what works, and how you want to move forward. So, you're being then a very good steward of the taxpayer dollars that are being put into this program. And that then you are going to just start from ground one of success, when you're pulling everyone together and really pulling those dollars together, getting the words, benchmarking. And to me, that smells success, and that's what you want. And that's what we're continually doing here, is I see what other facilities are out there. Like I mentioned, there were 5 top facilities that were best in wellness for the International Council on Active Aging. Well, now I look at their programs, I look at their newsletters, I see what they're doing. I mean, because you always got to keep growing. You guys always got to keep learning. What's working for one may not work for another, but it's always good to get one little nugget, whatever that might be, from others that have successful programs, and then bring that back to yours. So, I think collaboration is key.
Well, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. In fact, you don't have to reinvent the automobile. So
No.
they're already out there. So now I have a question. When talking about sort of the future, there are going to be more seniors, obviously. What's a state-of-the-art senior center going to look like, say, 5 years or so? I mean, I remember when you offered this new obscure little activity called, pickleball. Well, now pickleball's taken over everything else. What's the next pickleball? What's the future going to look like?
Wow. That remains to be seen. pickleball is so big right now. I mean, we can't have enough of it. In fact, I remember said recently, is there any way you could expand onto our center and add more pickleball courts? We do have the opportunity to maybe build some outdoors, but of course, everything costs money.
Yeah.
I think right now for us is maintaining our facility. It's going on 20 years old. So we just did some repairs in our pool area. We just put in a new walking track surface. I think really looking at the cardio area, there's so much new equipment out there in the cardio and the weight room area. So I really feel like people continually want to look at ways on how they can work out, whatever that might be. And there's so many new programs that are out there in regards to the exercise programs, not only, like we were talking about pickleball, but I'm just saying there's so many new pieces of equipment. And and even in our pool, we've added some bikes in our pool for the natural resistance. So there's some.
Wait a minute. You have bikes in the pool?
What's that?
Wait, you have bikes in the pool. How does that work out?
Yeah, it just uses the natural resistance from the water as you pedal the bike. So we have that. We also have an elliptical that can be used in the pool, and that's a class that we actually offer here. So that's exciting. It's kind of like a biking class, yeah, but it's in the pool. So that's one part of it. Just always looking at new and different ways to offer a class, and some people love to be in the pool, so they don't want to sit and be on a bike. They want to, and so they like that it's just the natural resistance in the pool. So
water's great. I swim, so I'm glad to see that. But I do it the old-fashioned way. I never thought of doing it on a bike. That's kind of fun,
right? And we started. I just want to mention we have a lot of Parkinson's classes. We found that Parkinson's is, there's a lot of emphasis on that, and Michael J. Fox and all that he's gone through, he's really brought a lot to the forefront with Parkinson's. So now we offer Box Fit for Parkinson's. We have dancing for Parkinson's, the PWR classes that are offered here, and we continually look at new and different ways that we can support our members that are that do have Parkinson's. And so that's really important, is meeting people wherever they are and finding ways to support them.
Well, I have a very good friend who's got Parkinson's and has just had some challenges now, and it's like you have to relearn to walk all over again.
Yeah, it's very tough, no doubt about it.
Yes. And I would think the pool would be perfect for walking, as long as you don't have to share the lane with lap swimmers like me.
Right.
But, so now we're talking about the transit, because I know that one issue, it's no secret that in late 19 I had a stroke, and I was 3 weeks later I was clear to drive again. But for those 3 weeks, do I Uber it or what do I do? It was right. Very limiting. So senior, what do you offer for senior transit?
So we have door-to-door transit. It's Monday through Saturday. Our transit, we actually have recently expanded our hours, so it's from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And this is for residents living in Rochester Hills, and Oakland Township. And it's for the 60 plus and those under 60 that are unable to drive, and they just need a letter from their doctor stating that they're not able to drive. We have a wider range of ages that we provide the transit support for. And like I said, most importantly, to medical appointments, dialysis, the shopping trips. So as I mentioned, our hours have expanded from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we have added a couple more routes. We're up to 15 routes a day. So we're seeing the increase in calls from our recipients, the transit that can benefit from it. And we've also expanded where we will go for medical appointments. So We have opportunity now to go past South Boulevard, which used to be, or Auburn, or excuse me, South Boulevard, and get individuals to medical appointments in Troy and Auburn Hills and one section of Shelby and Sterling Heights. So we're continually looking at how we can service our residents here in Rochester Hills, and Oakland Township. And again, just, that awareness, that feedback from our participants that can benefit, the citizens that can benefit.
Well, you are a major transit provider, no doubt.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yes.
42,000 trips last year.
Goodness. Well, now, wouldn't be the same without asking, are baby boomer seniors any different? Just rock and roll or whatever?
I would say that they are just fun. They're a lot of fun. Everybody is very interested in staying active. And I mean, last week, we had a Jimmy Buffett night, and we sold out 120, and we still had a waiting list of almost 200 people. So it just goes to show you, people want to stay active and moving. And I mean, I want to tell you, we had a nonagenarian party, and this is for our individuals that are 90 and above. We have 145 very active 90-year-olds. And when we had this nonagenarian party in July, we had about 80 of them there. And I went around the room and asked each one of them what was their secret to their longevity. And it was just so much fun to hear what they had to say. But so many of them said, it's important to keep active, to have friends of all ages, their faith, their family, have fun. And I think, and of course, there was many that their testimony was about the OPC, being able to still swim, being able to still participate in the activities that are happening here at the center. So I can say all around, we have a very active group here that realizes how important it is to stay active, keep moving, meeting new people. The socialization is so important. And, we're living up to our mission to support the seniors wherever they're at.
Well, you're if the awards and things mean anything, you're definitely like I said, the platinum standard for senior centers. Well, this has been great to be talking to Renee Cortright, the executive director of the OPC, or the Older Persons Commission, which is a role model if you were going to be a local senior center seeking to upgrade. They could do a lot worse than sit down with you and find out what works. Anyway, thank you very much, Renee, for joining us. Thank you to all of you for joining us here. I'm Chuck Moss, and it's been Eye on Oakland.